The Nitecore MT10C. This light is a kind of chunky palm-sized light, but this light is $40. And for that $40, I think you get a lot for your money compared to other similar type of lights for the features that you get in this one. For that $40, here's the box. It has a few of the features on it. It will run on either a CR123 or an included IMR 18350. On that 18350, it will put out 920 lumens. It will throw that. They say 207 yards, 190 meters. It puts out either a white light or a red light. It has memory, it has strobe, it has some hidden modes. So a lot of stuff for your $40, and it is a well-built, kind of tough built little light. The box here, there's some basic stuff. Uses for this light, you can use it in a defensive mode. It has a momentary on, it has strobe. You can use it for work, and you can use it for really anything else you want. You can use it for making YouTube videos, another option. But there's the box. The stuff that comes with this light, aside from the light, it comes with a lanyard. The lanyard can go right in here. If you're a lanyard using type, it comes with a replacement tail cap. It comes with some O-rings, a pocket clip case. And if you want to use the CR123, it comes with a little battery sleeve that I'll show you in a little bit. Show you some of these a little bit more in depth. The pocket clip you put on right in here, and it can go either tip up or tip down, whatever you prefer. Once it's on there, it is on there really snugly. I had it on, I took it back off. It's going to take some work to get that off, so it's not likely to just pop off accidentally on its own. The pocket clip also has the little indentation you can see in there to help keep it more snugly in your pocket. I'm not a fond of pocket clips that have that in it, because if you're putting it over a thick pair of pants or a thick something, that can be hard to get over it. So I prefer pocket clips that don't have these and maybe have just a little bit more space under the clip for what that's worth. The belt clip case, the light will fit in here. Velcro's down on the back. Either Velcro here, you can clip that on. Spot for a belt here, you can clip that on, or there is the D-ring up here. Onto the light itself, so you can see, like I said, it's not a small light, but I've carried it around in my pocket and it's really not bad. I didn't notice it was there. Maybe in a pair of skinny jeans, it might not be the best, but in some normal pants, it's really not that bad with a pocket clip. Didn't have any problems carrying it. Construction of it on the back, there is the tail cap. The tail cap is ensconced with the little shroud there, so you can tail stand it if you're so inclined. You can put the lanyard through the two holes there. The button is forward click design, so you can click it, turns on, you can full press it to stay on, so it has momentary. There's some knurling here. Forward of that, there is an anti-roll little piece there, so it won't roll away from you. On the side here are the two buttons that control the brightnesses, and then forward of that, the head has a little bit of crenellation to it. In there is the orange peel reflector. It has the Cree XML2 YouTube emitter, not YouTube, XML2U2, not YouTube emitter. And over on the side here, you can see there's another little light, and that is the red light, because this light puts out both white and red light to help with your night vision. Looking at the inside of the light, like I mentioned, this light can run on two different types of batteries. It can run on the included 18350, or it can run on one CR123. For those of you that are not familiar with the two of these, they're pretty similar in size. The 18350 is just a little bit bigger. The 18350 also runs at a higher voltage, and that allows this light to put out more light on that battery compared to the CR123. With the 18350, it will put out the 920 lumens. With the CR123, it's only going to put out 480 lumens. So there's no reason really to use the CR123 on this, because it comes included with the rechargeable 18350 from Nitecore. If, however, you want to use a CR123, maybe you're somewhere where you don't have a charger, maybe you take this camping and you want something a little bit longer, you want to carry some extra batteries, you can take the sleeve here, sleeve goes down in here, and then you can put that CR123 in there so it doesn't rattle around. But again, if you can, use the 18350 because it's going to give brighter and longer lasting light. So it goes down in there, there's a spring down in there, O-ring here, which is replaceable with that extra O-ring, and then screw that back on. User interface of this light, it comes with this instruction manual, and I recommend reading this. The light is not complicated, but when you first get it, there are going to be some features that if you don't read the manual or the pamphlet as it were, or watch some videos like this on it, you may miss some of the features that it has. So looking just at the basic features first, to turn it on, you use the tail cap. The tail cap has momentary, so you can half press it or you can full press it and it stays on. To change the brightnesses, you use the side button here, so it can ramp up between the 4 brightnesses to the turbo and then ramp back down. Once it gets down to that 1 lumen, it will then go into the red modes, both a solid red and then a flashing red beacon. And then it's kind of fixed. You just ramp up and ramp down. It has memory, so whatever you turn it off on, it will come back on, both for the momentary or the full on. Again, you have it down on the red, turn it off, back onto the red. From off, if you wanted to go into turbo, press the forward button and turn it on. It will come on to that full turbo brightness, and then it's got the memory there. If now that it's in turbo, you want it to come on to the red light, press the rear button, click it on, and it's going to come onto the red. I was initially concerned because it didn't have instant access to the 1 lumen output, but even better, it has instant access to the red output. That way, if you're somewhere in the dark, you're not going to ruin your vision. When the light is on, if you want immediate access to the turbo, you just hold down that front button, goes into the turbo, and then if you want immediate access to the red, hold the back button, goes to the red. So again, it's not complicated. It's just a matter of knowing that these features are there. Some of the other hidden modes when the light is on, if you hold both buttons down together, it will go into the strobe. Hold them down again, it will go into a beacon, just a flashing, and hold it down a 3rd time, and it will go into an SOS. And then any button will take it back to whatever mode it was in. Another thing to note with this light is that it will tell you how charged the battery is. The running voltage on this one fully charges, it will run at 4.2 volts. And you can find out what the battery is charged to by pressing both side buttons and the tail button. And it will flash several times in a long and then several times in short, and that will tell you 1, 2, or 3 point however many. So let's give it a try here. Hold both buttons down, press the red button. So 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So it's 3.8 volts right now, and then it will just go into that beacon mode. So it's kind of a handy thing. You have no idea otherwise how charged the battery is, and that gives you a good way to know. You just hold the buttons down, press the tail button, and it will give you that 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So that's kind of, again, a nice feature, and again, something that if you didn't know was there, you wouldn't know was there. Another thing you can do with this is you can put this into standby mode, and you get to that by pressing both side buttons down, similar to checking the voltage. Pressing that rear tail button, it will go through the sign of how charged the battery is, and then it will just go into a flash once every 3 seconds. And they say it will do this for about 6 months. I'm not really sure when you would want to use this, because I would just have the battery off. I would just have the light off. But there is this standby mode, and when it's in that, you can click it again and turn it on, but that is there of note also. They mention it here on the instructions, so another note there. Brief run through of the run times on this, and I'm going to do this using that 18350 because the CR123 times are less and dimmer. I'll put a chart up here. It will do 1 lumen for 120 hours, 70 lumens for 5 hours, 180 lumens for 1 hour 45 minutes, 500 lumens for 45 minutes, and 920 lumens for 30 minutes. It does tend to get kind of warm after it's on for a little while. The head will start heating up a little bit of note. You can go back down. You can go into that red, that's 0.8 lumens, and it will do that for 24 hours. One other thing, when the light is on turbo, it will do that 920 lumens for 3 minutes, and because it gets kind of warm, it will then ramp down to help with the temperature regulation of the light. So overall, this light, it's a nice light. I've carried it around, it's comfortable in the pocket. It's not super small, it's not a micro light, but for $40, you get a lot of output, you get a lot of modes. Like I said, I recommend reading the instruction manual because the user interface is not complicated, but it's a matter of knowing that the modes are there. You probably wouldn't know that you could check the battery charge by pressing the buttons. You might not know that there's the instant turbo or the instant red, or that you can get to the hidden modes. So I recommend reading the instruction manual. I'll put some links down to this over here. You can check it out on Amazon because you get an included battery, all that other stuff. So I think it's a pretty nice light, again, for the money. So recommend it, the Nitecore MT10C.